and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Transformers 4 Age of Extinction review for you today. This is Voyager class, Evasion mode, Optimus Prime. Comes with everything you see here. Here's Prime with his gun. I'm going to put him off to the side for a second so we can take a look at the packaging. Pretty cool picture of Prime here that wraps around the side. Very plain on this side. Now it is worth noting that the color scheme on the box is much different than the toy that you actually get. As you can see, it's a much brighter red. This is kind of a faded maroon. This is gray up here, whereas they are blue here. The other colors are pretty much the same. I actually kind of like this color scheme better. I like the faded maroon and the darker blue a little bit better, but it's not bad. And then you have a picture of Voyager Grimlock sold separately. Nothing really on the top, nothing really on the bottom. So I'm going to set that aside and we'll take a look at the figure. Okay, so here we have Prime out of the box. I'll show you his gun first. Pretty simple, but it's effective. It's a nice, just gray gun. It does have a missile loaded in here that if you press the button, it fires. Pretty standard. Just load it back in, put that off to the side. So first we'll take a look. I'll get in real close and show you the head sculpt. Oh, hold on. Doesn't want to focus. There we go. Pretty similar to his usual head sculpts. I think his face is a bit long. I wish they would put the faceplate over his mouth. But overall, alright. He does have light piping here on the back. Articulation wise, he's got a ball joint up here at the shoulder. It's kind of a ratchet. Actually, I'm wrong. It isn't a ball joint. You can hear the ratchet, and then it swivels this way. So it's not a ball joint. It's a ratchet and a swivel. Then here you have a swivel right here where the red meets the blue on the arm, and then you also have a swivel right here. You can see the arm moves around like that. It's part of the transformation, but it's also good for arm articulation. He's got these two tires on his hip, but you can move them back. So if you wanted to move the leg up, you can. And then it swivels this way too. So this one's a ratchet, the same as the arm, where this is a ratchet, and then it's swivel this way. He does have waist articulation. You can see right there. He's got 90 degrees here at the knee. He does have another swivel right here, right at the upper thigh. It's very tight, but you can move it. And then down here at the foot, you can move it side to side like this, and you can also move it front to back. So he's got pretty good points of articulation. I also like how he's got really no kibble on his back. He has nothing hanging off the back or on the sides. I really appreciate that. It's a really cool transformation. He gets really compact when you get into it. But I think that this guy looks great. Like I said, I kind of like the color scheme that's on the box a little bit better, but it's not a deal breaker. This is a pretty excellent figure. So we'll go ahead and start the transformation. The transformation is not ridiculously complicated, but it can be tricky in spots. The first thing you're going to do is just kind of bring the legs together, kind of straighten them out. Now, how these work, and you can either put them together before you compress them or after. I kind of like to do it after. You just push right here, as you can see, put your thumb right here and push this in. And then these will go flat like that, and you just kind of push it all the way in, and you'll hear a little audible click sound. Not every time, but there you go, I heard a click. Then you can push these together, and they have a series of a couple tabs. There's one here, and one here. So there you go. Okay. Then you just bring the waist up like this. And you might have to play with it a little just to make sure that it goes complete 90 degrees like that. Okay, then you're going to start right here and right here. These two windows, they're going to fold open like that. Okay, and you'll see that that starts to bring the sides down. This part down here, you can lift this up, straight up like that. You're going to come around to this side, and if you can see up top of here, this is like the top of his shoulders. You can kind of see that that's the front of the cab. So that lifts up, swings back, and then this whole piece just swings down and then just kind of lays down here right now. Now these little smokestacks, you're just going to push them in to form more of the cab, but again, you can just leave that down there for now. What follows is by far the trickiest part of the transformation. Well, first you want to swing these out. Just right here, it's just a little bit more of the cab. So you just swing that out to kind of form the complete wheel well. Now what you need to do, kind of swivel the arms so that they're like this, so that all the gray is like that. Now as you bend this part down, you kind of have to swing the arms around. It's kind of tricky to do, but it gets a little bit easier the more times you do it. So, and I'll show you that again with the other one, obviously. You push this out, and like I said, it just takes practice. But basically, as you swing this part down, you need to fold this around to become the top of the cab. You just have to make sure you get clearance on everything. But it does get easier as you get used to it. So once you get that, and these parts are all bent out correctly, then you're going to go ahead and fold the head around, but leave this part up. But you'll see how it becomes like this, and then these, there's kind of little tabs here and here just to kind of keep everything in place. There we go. Now this part, that's the front of the cab, you just have to make sure that these parts here and here slide under these gray parts here in the back. So now you'll see there's a tab here and here and here and here. And then that'll just kind of, like you'll lift this a little bit and it'll tab into these side pieces here. And then this part just folds in and finishes off the cab mode, or the cab front, I should say. Just kind of make sure everything's tabbed in and tight. And then you come around to the back and you just fold these parts closed. And then you can fold up the smokestack here. And there you go. You have completed the cab mode. I have to say, I absolutely love this cab mode. It's really, really, really G1-esque. I love the Autobot symbol on both sides. The white stripe or silver stripe across the middle. Plus, it's hilarious how small this gets. I mean, he really compacts in on himself really nicely. He does have a hole up here so that if you wanted to put his gun in, you could do that. He's also got two holes here on his feet. So if you wanted to plug the gun into one of those, you could do that. He's also got kind of a hole here. You could put the gun there, or put, like, I don't know, you can play around with it. It almost kind of looks like a trailer. I mean, this kind of looks like a trailer hitch, but that's obviously just for show. But the way this is kind of almost a perfect circle here looks like, I don't know. I don't think there's a trailer planned, but I don't know. They could announce it. But yeah, it's kind of a cool marriage because it's such a G1-esque alt mode, but then it's such a completely movie robot mode. So it's kind of funny how it's a nice marriage of the two. But I really, really like this alt mode. And I mean, it rolls fine. No problems there. Really, really like it. So I have to say in closing, I really, really like this figure. I think it's a cool marriage of a very G1 alt mode with a very movie robot mode, so it's got really cool aspects of both. I kind of wish that we had the color scheme that was on the back of the box, because I just kind of like the faded maroon a little bit better than the bright red. But it's not a deal breaker. I mean, honestly, in the vehicle mode, the bright red really pops and looks nice. Just in the robot mode, I kind of would have liked the subdued colors a little bit better. So it's kind of, give or take one or the other. But I definitely recommend this figure. I think it's really cool how the really nice robot mode compacts so tiny and completely perfectly into the, front cab, or I should say flat nose front cab of the alt mode. I think it's amazing. I think it's a really nice bit of toy engineering that you have something so big compact down into something so small. It kind of blows my mind. But I definitely recommend this figure. These are out now. The Age of Extinction toys, I believe, officially released on Saturday the 17th. My local Target still doesn't have anything, but I got this guy at Walmart. So I guess it's just kind of subject to availability in your area, but they should pretty much be out now. If you are a fan of Optimus Prime or just Transformers in general, or you're just collecting the movie line, I absolutely recommend this guy. I think he's really, really cool. I haven't gotten my hands on the Leader Class Prime yet, but if you don't really want to spend that much, this is a much cheaper alternative, and it's really, really, really nice figure. So definitely 2 thumbs up from me on this one. But please let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and share this video. Please make sure you're subscribed. I have links in the description for my Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you're following me on there. My 100th video giveaway is still going on, so go back and check out the 100th video of the Kachidoki Arms and Kachidoki Lockseed. There'll be rules at the end of that video on how to enter, so please check that out. I hope you enjoyed this video of Transformers 4, Age of Extinction, Voyager Class Evasion Mode, Optimus Prime, and thanks for watching.